if your best friend wanted to take a break, wanted to get away from her kids, or wanted to do something different, how would you respond to her? And the answer is always, oh, let me say those kids, baby, go do what you need to do. Go be well. Go get you some ice cream. Go get you a drink. Matter of fact, let's pay a babysitter so that we can go together. You know, the way that you would immediately tell your loved one, your sister, your friend to go take care of herself is exactly how I want you to show up for you. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Jessica Gordon, Just Do It. And we are going to have a conversation today about how to get over mom guilt. You may be feeling mom guilt about the amount of time that you spend with your children because you're a working mom. We're going to talk about it. You may be feeling mom guilt because you want to go out with your friends and you're like, getting a babysitter and leaving my children feels uncomfortable. Whatever you may be feeling mom guilt about, because it is a thing, I've experienced it a lot. We're just going to chop it up today because I want you to know that it is okay to do whatever it is that your heart desires. Because yes, you are a mother, but you also are a person with feelings, with thoughts. And now that you're a mom, it is so easy for it to be all encompassing, to where you may feel like that is my life duty. This is what I do. And because being a mother is a 24/7 thing, it's just too easy for you to end up feeling like that's all that you are. And you are more than that. You are yourself and you are a mother. And so I totally understand, and I want you to release the mom guilt. I still have to work on releasing my own mom guilt because I often do feel uncomfortable when I want to go out of town. Not that when I want to go out for the night. I'm like, all right, love y'all. See y'all later. I'll be home when you go to bed. That doesn't bother me. But what I do feel mom guilt about is when I travel over 2 nights without my babies. I feel so much guilt. I feel like, why is it contradictory? Like, why do I want to go to Jamaica, but why do I also feel bad that I got to leave my kids? And you may have felt that, right? Like, it is a thing, you know, and you deserve to be on the beach on Jamaica, baby. You deserve to be in Saint-Tropez. You deserve to be in Cuba. You deserve to be wherever it is that you want to travel to with your children, and sometimes without your children. And so I encourage you to release it by knowing that your children are not going to remember, oh yeah, my mom, she decided to go on vacation without us. They're going to remember the times that you are present and how you treated them and how you showed up for them, how you loved on them, the quality time that you and your children spent together, and those small memories that you made, be it you all going somewhere together, things me and my kids like to do, like we like to play cards, we'll play goldfish or concentration or I declare war. Those are the things that your children are going to remember. So I want you to know that your kids are not going to grow up and say, my mama took a vacation twice a year. They might, and it's going to be because they're going to be proud. When your children get older, they are going to be proud, and they most likely are going to follow suit. And that is what you want for them. You want them to practice that self-care. You want them to do things on their own. You want them to live and thrive and understand that they are more than just who they are in motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood. So be the example. I'm telling you to let that mom guilt go, because you really setting the example and setting the bar so that when they do become adults, because in reality, y'all, that's what we're raising. We are raising these children to become grown people. And one day that's exactly who they're going to be. And so if we are not doing what we're supposed to do, sis, and showing them and modeling for them that it's okay to fill our own cup, they're going to think that self-sacrifice is the way to live. And that ain't it. And we letting that go. That is done. That is done. So mom guilt is so common. And you may be feeling mom guilt about something else. That was just one example. So I also want you to remember, you're doing your best. So if you're feeling mom guilt, because there's been a lot of content that I've been noticing around stay-at-home moms. You may be looking at a stay-at-home mom and seeing that she has an opportunity to be with her kids. She doesn't send them to daycare. And you're like, gosh, like, am I asking yourself or questioning yourself whether or not you're a bad parent because you're choosing to work? You're not a bad parent. Let go of the guilt. Let it go. Let it go. I can promise you, and we can run this back years later, your children are going to be happiest when you are happy. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's one thing. But if you like working outside of the home and you enjoy that separation of time, your kids are going to be well. They are going to be okay. Release it. The child is not going to grow up and say, well, Mom, did you love me because you worked? Now, there does need to be balance. There does need to be moderation. If your kids aren't seeing you every day, that's a totally different story. But I'm talking about my moms that work 8 to 5, taking their children to daycare, but spending entire weekends with their children, taking them on vacations. You all release the mom guilt because you are doing your best. And in this economy, baby, everybody really need to be working because I don't know, listen, with eggs being $6, everything is expensive. Everything has gone up. Everything costs more. So if you're choosing to work because you are living a lifestyle, that also benefits your children because they need clothes. They growing every day, every week, every second. It feels like over here at my house with my 4- and 5-year-old. So it is okay if you want to work. It's also okay if you want to stay at home. Whatever you may be feeling mom guilt about, release it because you're showing up as your best. As long as you are doing your best, there is no need to compare. There is no need to feel that guilt. So in those moments where, this is the example for the moms that work, release that tension that you feel. Just release it. Just drop your shoulders and know that you focus on doing your best and you focus on quality time with your kids over quantity. Because my boys, well, my youngest was born months before the panini. So he was at home with me at least for that first year and a half, 2 years. So it was a little bit different. But when he could go to daycare, y'all, I put that baby in daycare. And there were times where I found myself like, dang, should I just stay home and take that pay cut? No, I shouldn't have. I don't feel regret about doing what I had to do because I also, working provided me with experiences and money to do the things that I wanted to do. My child was 2 years old and was able to take a helicopter ride. That is because me and his father work. We do the things that we do because we want to do the things that we want to do. So I don't feel regret, and I am just encouraging you to release it. It is so important. And so another way to cope is to make sure that you are prioritizing your self-care. Sometimes it's so easy to, like I talked about at the beginning, you're always focused on your kids. Prioritize your self-care. You feel so much mom guilt that sometimes you're just cycling. You're like, okay, I'm doing the same things every day. I got to keep doing, I got to keep going, I got to keep going, I got to keep going. But pause and take a break and prioritize your bubble bath. Prioritize your journaling. If you still like to read, read. Whatever it is, make sure that you are doing the things that you need to do for yourself. And you all, it really just brings me to that point of, in the Mom First community, I really want you to join. We really get to the meat of showing up for ourselves. I don't have to teach any moms in the community how to show up for other people. That never comes up. It just doesn't. I don't know if that's my tribe, y'all my folks, but my people, we don't struggle in that area of how to help others. Where we struggle is how to show up for ourselves and treat ourselves the same way that we treat everybody else. That is where in our community where we lift each other and we encourage each other, because we have to pour in one another so that we can lift ourselves. I'm telling you, it is so important. Another thing that I would share with you about coping with your mom guilt is talk to other mamas. Just like you and I are talking right now, this is good because it helps you know that you're not alone, because you are not. We are in this thing together. We feel mom guilt about the silliest things. You know, this is something that my therapist helped me think about, is the things that I'm beating myself up about. She was like, okay, if your best friend wanted to take a break, wanted to get away from her kids, or wanted to do something different, how would you respond to her? And the answer is always, oh, let me say those kids, baby, go do what you need to do. Go be well. Go get you some ice cream. Go get you a drink. Matter of fact, let's pay a babysitter so that we can go together. You know, the way that you would immediately tell your loved one, your sister, your friend, to go take care of herself is exactly how I want you to show up for you. And that is something that I'm still practicing, because I need to show up better for myself, because I know how to show up for everybody else. And so I'm learning. So lastly, I would say, remind yourself of how amazing you are. Remind yourself that you gave birth to these children or this child. No matter if you pushed that child out or you had that child by C-section, if your child is eating every day, has shelter, clothing, even if you're not gentle parenting, but you trying, then mama, you are showing up. Celebrate those small wins. And lastly, join the Mom First community. I truly believe that it is a place, a safe space that will help and allow you to grow more into putting mom first. As always, abundant love, abundant light, and just do it. And until next time, y'all.